In the following podcast, the views and opinions expressed are the participants alone and do not represent AMC or Off the Cuff in any way.
Hello everyone and welcome to Off the Cuff. I am Adam Banks. Thank you for listening to the show. Now, this is a very special episode because I'm here to talk a little bit about television. Now, I don't watch much TV, so you know that if I sit down to watch a show has to spark my interest. It has to captivate me long enough to keep me in front of the television to watch it. So I only like watching television that has captivating material, brilliant writing. So my favorite show that is on the air right now just finished its second season. It's called Better Call Saul. Now I'm very excited because we here at Off the Cuff have landed one of the actors from the hit television show. Brandon Hampton is his name. He plays the very helpful Ernesto, who has worked his way out of the mailroom to being Chuck's personal assistant on the show. What I like about this character is we have slowly been seeing a development where he might make an impact in the next season. He has been on the show since season 1, but appeared in quite a few more episodes in season 2, and it's great because with the way season 2 ended, it has left open a very probable chance of Ernesto being involved pretty heavily in the season 3 storyline. So, without any more waiting, I'm happy to now be joined via the telephone by the man who plays Ernesto, Mr. Brandon Hampton. Brandon, thanks for taking the time out to do the show. How are you, sir?
I am well, and thank you for having me on the show. It's a beautiful day.
You are in sunny California, man. You are in sunny California. 6 o'clock there. It's 9 o'clock here in Kentucky.
Wow. It's a big time change. It's a 3-hour difference.
Yeah, so how's LA life treating you?
LA life is good. It's fast. I'm used to, very slow, quiet time in New Mexico, where I just moved from. So just getting acclimated to California and driving here, it's crazy. Like, everybody's like speeding. You think you're gonna get ran off the road. You like want to pull over and put your hazards on because you're afraid to just get out there. But other than that, it's great. I've got a lot of warm welcome here, and people just, they're great. The night spots, I've been to a couple of night spots, and some of the local eateries that everybody's like, you have to go there. So it's been great.
Now, you're probably going to be surprised when I tell you that I don't know you from Better Call Saul. That's not where I first saw your work. I watched you for the first time ever on a hilarious YouTube video called Enter the Dojo. I know you from the Kung Fu Foolishness.
Enter the Dojo. Yeah, that was lots of fun. Matt Page, he used to be my film instructor over at College of Santa Fe. And then after he left College of Santa Fe, I was like, okay, you're gonna put me in one of your projects, and then it kind of just happened after a while, and he brought me in, and I did 2 episodes of that, and it was fun. It was lots of fun.
That was
not too many people know about Enter the Dojo. It has a huge following, but a lot of people, you mention Enter the Dojo, and I'm like, what's Enter the Dojo? But it was lots of fun, and I got to kiss a really pretty girl.
I did. I saw that. And how do you keep it together when you're working with such hilarious people? Because, that comedy is right up my alley. Like, that comedy right there that's what makes me cry laughing. How do you keep it together?
You kind of just, when the camera's rolling, you just do your best to absolutely stay in character. And then once it cuts, you're rolling and laughing, doing everything you can to, stay in the zone. And that's the beautiful thing about acting, because you're playing a character, and, when you're playing a character, you kind of just embrace it, and so for me, it's easier because I kind of get into my zone beforehand. I walk around, listen to music, do whatever I need to do to get me to that place where I need to be to, embrace the character. I don't go in it from Brandon's point of view, but from the character's point of view. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
So let's go back before the YouTube videos and the TV shows and the movies that you are now in. You did speech back in school. You participated on the speech team. What category?
Correct.
What categories did you do? What? See, I was in speech, so.
But you were in speech. You did speech and debate.
I did, and I tell you, man, there is nothing more nerve-wracking than waiting to do your speech. Like, I don't care what you experience in life, what audition that you will ever go to. There is nothing like being in front of your peers about to go do a speech. Do you feel me?
Yeah. It was, I started doing it in middle school. It was different in middle school, and then when I started doing it in high school, it was amazing. And my coach wouldn't let me do anything other than, compete every weekend. Like every weekend he signed us up, and I only did the speech events. I did humorous interpretation.
Yes, I did too.
Dramatic interpretation. I did duo acting.
Yes.
I did duet acting. And then impromptu speaking every now and then. And if somebody canceled on the speech team and didn't show up, we had to fill those events.
Yeah.
So that we didn't get fined, and so he'd throw me into a LD round, and I would just lose my mind because I'm like, I don't do LD today, and so it was fun. It was great. I went on to nationals. I went to state. In humorous interpretation.
Yes.
My first year, nationals, I went to octo finals, placing top 30 in the nation in humorous interpretation.
That's what's up.
And then the second year, because I didn't win in humorous interpretation, I was like, I'm not doing comedy anymore. I'm going to do drama. And so I did dramatic interpretation, and that's what I went to state in dramatic interpretation. I made it to semifinals, and then nationals, I went to quarterfinals, and I didn't feel the same way I did the first year. I was like, I went further, when I did comedy than I did drama, and I still like drama.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been my category. I've been I'm a drama actor.
So
I like drama.
You enjoy the dramatic roles more than the comical roles?
I do. I just feel like it's more, I don't want to say more sections because I don't want to put anybody in a zone and be like, oh yeah, it's dramatic actors other than comedy actors, because we all, serve our purpose in whatever it is that we're doing. But I prefer the roles where I can just build a real connection. Because, in comedy, it's all drama disguised. So I like drama because my life has been no crystal stair, and I feel like I relate to it more so than comedy. So
Yeah.
that's been my safe zone. But to say I won't do comedy, I'd be lying. The role came up where it was comedy, Into the Dojo, that was comedy, That was all comedy.
You seem like
And
you have a good sense of humor, though. I mean, just by talking with you the short time I have so far, I can just tell. I feel like that you're funny to be around. I mean, you like to laugh. You like to enjoy the moment.
Right.
Or are you this dark?
Definitely.
Or are you this dark, twisted guy, man? Like who is Brandon Hampton?
So Brandon, K Hampton, we left out the K. K. But,
Okay. So
yeah.
K is important. Brandon K. Hampton.
K is important.
Gotcha.
I'm fun. I tell people I'm boring. You know, they always say under comments and over delivered. So I like to tell people that I'm very boring. And then they're like, all right, well, you want to go out for a drink or something? And we go out, we have some drinks, and then we dance. And we're like, wow, I didn't know you could dance. And like, you know, we just have a good time. And, you know, and I'm usually like, I don't want to say I'm the, like, life of the party, but I guess you could kind of say I'm the life of the party. And I'm always doing like impersonations and stuff. And they're like, Brandon, who are you going to be today? You know, I'm never me. I'm always somebody else.
You'd be a good podcaster then.
So yeah, you know, if I do a podcast, people will probably be like, yeah, it's a different person doing the podcast every week. You never know who it is. They've got like 1 million people on their podcast, you know, hosting it. But it's really the same person. So.
Okay, so an actor's goal, especially one who works in television, is to land a role that is on a major network, broadcasted across the country. You know, and at this point in your career, you have started to gain a lot of momentum because you have landed a role on AMC, a national broadcasted channel, and you play the role as Ernesto on Better Call Saul. Have you started to notice a change in the way you're being treated by others? You know, whether it's your friends, your acquaintances, or just the general public?
Yeah, you know, because I've been pursuing this craft for a long time. I started really like pursuing this in 2003, and in 2009, after I graduated high school, I got into college. I was going to the Art Institute of Houston, which was a joke.
They're being
giving everybody who had loans and everything is being forgiven because it was a joke.
Yeah, every time you get on Facebook, you see that they're giving back or they're being sued by so many people. The Art Institute.
Yeah. So I started, you know, 2009 after I graduated. I left Art Institute. I was there for like 2 weeks. And I moved to Austin because my friend who was going to school with me at the time, one of my best friends, he's like, yeah, I'm going to do background on Friday Night Lights in Austin. We both actors. I'm like, oh, you know, I used to get like emails to do Friday Night Lights. I'm going to go do it too. So I called my mom. I dropped out. And I was like, Mom, I'm sorry, but like, this is my career and this is what I want to do, you know. I'd rather be acting than sitting in a classroom with pastel colors, you know, learning about color theory and things of that sort.
Yeah.
So, moved to Austin, was a court football player on season 4 of Friday Night Lights. Episode 3, I got upgraded and had a speaking part. Well, actually, the funny thing about it is I didn't know I had a speaking part until after. We were like shooting episode 6 or 7, and they was like, yeah, Brandon, we need to take you over to the production band so that you can sign your contract papers. And I'm thinking I'm getting upgraded. I'm like, yes, I'm getting in line. I'm going to get my SAG card. And then it's like, no, this is from episode 3. I guess when they edited the episode, you can hear me talk. You see my face and, all right. And so that was my introduction role. And so after I got tired of doing background, like, this is not me. It's not me. And I need to be, like, part of the scene, not just, you know, in the background, moving around and things of that sort. So I moved to Santa Fe, New Mexico, to go to college in Santa Fe. My friend was like, you should come with me to New Mexico. And they shoot so much out in New Mexico, and you thrive in that market. You know, there's not a lot of minority actors there, and they shoot so much. So I heeded his direction, and I went to New Mexico, and I got to New Mexico, signed with an agency like the first week I was there. Went, did 2 episodes of In Plain Sight on USA, and kind of just been going from there. Did the night shift. It was the pilot at the time called After Hours. Did a Lifetime movie called Outlaw Prophet Warren Jeffs. And I just kept hitting the pavement and just auditioning and everything. And then I booked on Maze Runner, The Scorched Trials, and then turned around and did Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, and then Independence Day 2, that comes out in June.
Yes. Is Will Smith in that movie?
No, he's not. Everybody asks the question, like, Will Smith in it? Will Smith in it? And,
You're the new Will Smith. That's what that means, Brandon. You're going to be the new Will Smith in Independence Day 2. Listen, you impressed the show to get upgraded after season 3. On Independence Day 2, you could be the new Will Smith. We're going to see you in, you're going to be he played Ali, you'll play, what's his name? Pacquiao. Not Pacquiao, but, who knows who I'm trying to think of? The boxer.
The boxer. Muhammad Ali.
I was trying to think the most recent boxer that we had that faced Pacquiao.
You're talking about
Mayweather.
Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather, yes. You're going to be that, because it's 2016. He's going to need a movie soon.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to play Floyd Mayweather, Like, I like, Mayweather as a boxer, but I don't know if that's, like, the role I want to be,
That would
If I'm
challenge
going to
you.
do a role as a boxer, it's got to be something like Denzel and Hurricane Reuben Carter. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I have seen that one. I like Denzel Washington.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of Denzel movies.
Yeah, I love Denzel. They always say you need just one. To go back to your original question, all you need is one. And, I feel like Better Call Saul was like a golden ticket. I was only supposed to be there for one episode and one line, and that was in the mailroom. So it's funny, the irony of how it all came around. Yeah, I did that one episode, and then they brought me back again. And I was like, what? They bringing me back? I was like, oh, my God. Excited and running around the room and, like, shouting and screaming. And, And so for it to just grow the way it did, and I'm like, this is history. Breaking Bad was history, and everybody watched Breaking Bad.
It was. Now, were you a fan of that show, Breaking Bad?
I was. I watched Breaking Bad. I auditioned a lot for Breaking Bad. I went in for a few roles and just nothing. I was like, I don't know, like, I really want to be on this show, but maybe it's not, maybe I don't have the style that they're looking for. And I didn't work on it, and so I was bummed that I didn't get to work on that show because I really, really wanted to. And then when I found out that they were doing a prequel and it was coming back to New Mexico, I was like, wow. I was like, I'm like, I can't wait to get an audition for it. I didn't think, I thought it would just be, a one-liner and that would be the end of it. But I did that, and it just transformed my world. And yes, I got to L.A. I was with my friends. We went to a bar, and I could see people over in the corner like, yeah, that's that one actor on, that's Ernesto on Better Call Saul, And I could hear them from the corner, and I'm like, okay, so.
That makes you feel good. That makes you feel good. It has to.
It does. It really does.
You have swag. You automatically get this confidence. You have to.
Yeah. And, but of course I can't just be like, oh my God, you know who I am. I have to, like, keep it cool and, so I keep it cool.
Well, do you have any idea where they're going to take your character in season 3? Because I feel like that they're really starting to develop your character slowly but surely. I feel like that they left some open material for your character to grow in season 3. I don't know how that goes. I don't know if you get any a script review or anything, or are you just as clueless as the rest of us?
I am just as clueless as the rest of the world. You know, I get come closer to the time they start shooting, we'll get something and we'll know more. But as of right now, I'm hoping that's the way it goes. I mean, everybody's been saying, all on Twitter, they're like, Ernesto, we love Ernesto. Bring Ernesto back to season 3. I got added to some Facebook groups. I got a shirt. Somebody was like, I want a shirt that says Ernesto is my homeboy.
I want that shirt. Yes, I want that shirt. I will buy it if that comes out, especially because you're on Off the Cuff now, your family.
Yeah, and so it's been a joyous ride, And if they bring me back, I would be ecstatic, and because I love them and they do great work, and that's where I want to be. I want to do great work.
Yeah. Now.
Period.
Now does.
And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Does Brandon have as much swag as Ernie? Because the stuff that Ernie is stunting with his plaid shirts and matching ties, that's pretty it's pretty swaggish.
Yeah, they say I match my car, And I got that question a lot when I was doing the AMA on Reddit. A lot of people were asking, "Is that really your car? It must be so cool to drive that car." And I'm like, "No, it's not my car. I drive a 2003 Kia Sorento, my dad mobile, but It's a fun little car. I wish I knew how to drive it. It's manual transmission, and I unfortunately never learned how to drive manual transmission. So that's a little spoiler, I guess, that Ernesto doesn't know how to drive his own car.
Well, I've been reading online. You can read on Reddit. You can read on IMDb. There's a lot of fans out there of Better Call Saul. You know how they like to come up with theories. I've heard some crazy theories about who people think you are, and I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, I've heard those too.
You've heard those, and, being a fan of Breaking Bad, I would take that as a huge compliment if I was any relation to the famous Gus.
Yeah, it's an honor, really. I every time, I don't know how many of them I've read and Reddit. I don't know how many, like Nike Farm or whatever. I've kind of been doing this research and all on Twitter, and everybody's like, "Oh, I guarantee you that Ernesto's last name is Fring. I bet it's Fring." And I'm like, I don't know anything. I don't know this stuff, but to put 2 and 2 together and like just match it up the way they do, and like the anagram with all of the titles to the episodes, people figured it out, and it was like, it spells out Fring's back, And Talking Saul, right after the finale, they asked Vince and Peter Gould if that anagram was true, and they confirmed that it did, shuffle around to Fring's back. And they didn't think the fans would pick up on it that fast. They thought they would be able to, mention it later down the line, and they picked it up like instantly.
Smart fans.
So it's definitely, a great lead-in. And who knows, I don't know, but, all of the fans seem to believe it, and I hope that has some type of leverage with, the writer's room and, the creative powers that be. I wouldn't mind being the son of Gustavo or nephew or cousin or, any type of relation, because he's awesome. Juan Carlo, I did a workshop with him the day after I turned 21 in Albuquerque. It was for the Albuquerque Film Festival. I took one of his acting workshops, and I was telling him at an audition for some of the roles on Breaking Bad, and he was like, "What did they tell you?" I was like, "Yeah, I auditioned for the Tyler's Kid, and what did they say?" I was like, "They told me I was too young." He was like, "Okay, yeah, they was right. They was right." And so, I don't know. It seemed like, I don't know. Like, I get into like weird things like parallel lives. because everything kind of revolves. It's like a revolving door, and it all comes back around.
Absolutely.
And I feel like meeting him and like being a part of his energy, and then auditioning for Breaking Bad, and then coming in and auditioning for this character who was just supposed to live in the mailroom, and then it grew into much more. Was just, it was, I don't even know how to put it. I can't even put it in words. It was great and mysterious and...
It's fate. It's fate.
Yeah, like, who would think,
I know. I mean, sometimes...
And
you got...
like living in New Mexico,
Yeah, you got to look at yourself in the mirror sometimes, and you got to be like, wow, is this really happening? Am I really an actor? Am I really... Like, you're on a television show that is watched by millions of people. That has to be surreal to turn on the TV and see it, because I'm sure you film most of the episodes and then you're watching them, right?
Yeah, I watched the whole season. I watched it from a fan's point of view, and I'm just like, wow. So then when I see myself, I'm like, that's an added bonus, but wow. And then I'm part of I got added to a couple of, like, the Better Call Saul Facebook groups. They added me to it, and, like, everybody's just been, like, giving such warm welcomes. And people warn you, they're like, stay off the forums and stay out of, looking at everything, because, sometimes they aren't the most warming compliments, and everything I've read so far, it's been great. It's just been a blessing. I'm like, wow, like, this is how they look at me, and it warms my heart, It really does. I had somebody tell me today, and it was like, although you may not say much, your facial expressions and just you listening says so much more, and that's what's real. We really can feel what you feel because of your expression.
Yeah.
And it was an honor. They're like, I'm surprised you responded to me. Like, Ernesto responded to my Facebook message. And I'm like, there would be no Ernesto if there wasn't, people watching, so I owe it all to the viewers.
Yeah.
I owe it all to people like you, because before I was just a guy walking into a room with an 8x10 headshot and a resume saying, I'm Brandon K. Hampton, reading for the role of, whatever the role is. And so it's been a beautiful journey.
Absolutely. I mean, it really is.
And I apologize for the noise. I'm like walking down the street trying to get to my car. And,
it's completely okay. I'm telling you, California's got to be crazy at this time. It's probably rocking and rolling. 6:30.
I would think I would be sitting somewhere like a coffee shop, like drinking coffee or something while doing this podcast, and I'm like walking to my car, trying to like continue on moving. I'm looking at the time, like, okay, I gotta be here at this time. But I'm doing this podcast, so here it is.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be off the cuff if you wasn't doing what you're doing, man. So, I'm not going to keep much more of your time.
No, you can have me wherever you want me. I'm not listening. That wasn't a key to, like, kick you off the phone or anything like that,
I mean, I got to be here at this time. I'm walking to my car. He keeps talking. No, man. So when you're filming Better Call Saul, I'm just out of my own curiosity. When you're like at HHM, for example, the law firm, is that a stage or is that a real building?
HHM, my friend, is very real indeed.
It is a real building.
Very real indeed. It is a real building.
Man, I like the building though.
HHM is real.
That's crazy. So the house that you're standing in, it's not a stage. Chuck's house, that's not a stage. Like you're walking in like real houses filming these scenes.
So, Peter posted posted some pictures on his Facebook not too long ago that shows the interior of Chuck's house, which is a stage. That part is on stage. But most of the locations are real. The house is shot on stage in Albuquerque.
When you're working, your dinger works. It's I could tell it's a 2000. Let me guess the year of your car. Is it a 2004?
I'm not sure because I never asked that question.
I'm totally joking.
Probably because I'm only interested in cars I can drive. I tried to learn. I mean, and I'm learning. I got a friend who's going to teach me how to drive a manual transmission. So if they do bring me back for season 3 and there's me in my car, I will actually be able to drive it. And hopefully I don't wreck it and anything like that. So maybe I shouldn't learn how to drive because I feel like I would. Like, our car's got a lot of power to it. I've seen them drive it, and I've sat in the passenger seat while it's like zooming, and it goes.
It really does, though. It opens up your limits. It opens up your limits when you learn how to drive. Like, nothing is off limits. You can go anywhere you want to go. I'm talking anywhere. So.
Right.
So you just need to go. So enough about Brandon the actor. Let's talk about Brandon the person. I always like to ask my guests a few questions just to find out a little bit more about them. Brandon, tell me, what's your biggest pet peeve? What bothers you the most? What really grinds your gears?
I don't want to say a lot, but it's just like certain things. Like if someone sends me a text message and then I call them and they don't answer the phone and then they like respond with a text message like right after. I don't know. Text messaging isn't a real form of communication, and like whenever there's like a thread going down my phone, I'm like, okay, it's time for me to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be sending text messages this whole time.
Get to the
right. And so I do that, like that happens, and it's not real. It doesn't feel real. Like this is real. I can hear your voice. I can talk to you. I can interpret that. But the text message is like, oh, are they happy? Are they upset? Like it sounds like they're upset. Like why did they put that died? And so it's just. And then they don't respond right away. So then you text them, and then it takes them forever to respond via text. And it's like, I just, when I'm ready to communicate, I'm ready to communicate.
You're a phone person.
Yeah. So that, and I really don't like liars. I mean, nobody likes liars. But, I don't know.
I feel you, though. That's a huge pet peeve, is lying. I mean... It's just so disrespectful when people lie. And it just makes no sense. And, like, it's just so unnecessary.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I mean, I can see if it's a difference there. I don't want to, like, put it, like, just every lie. Like, if they're 10 minutes away and they're like, and you're like, how long before you hear it? And they're like, 10 minutes. That's something you can live with. Okay, they said 10 minutes. It took them 20 minutes to get here, but, they came, they showed up. That was the important part. But if it's like they're supposed to be somewhere and they lie about it, or you really ask them for a favor and they say they're going to do it and they don't do it, they promise you, pinky swear, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, if you can't do it, just tell me you can't do it so that I can make other arrangements. But don't waste my time. Don't tell me you can do something and then default on it, because that's not the kind of person I am. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to sure enough do it, and I'm going to try my best to do it, and I'm going to give it my best, because that's what you do. So I got friends who have not ever watched one of my shows.
Isn't that terrible?
And I'm like, I listen, and they're like, you gonna listen to our, our music, or come see my play, or things like that. But at the same time, they don't support what I do. They want me to support what they do. It's just not balanced. So,
as time goes on, Brandon, you'll notice that you can count your true friends on one hand if you cut off 3 fingers. You'll learn that. I'm older than you. I'm 28. I'm not much older than you, but you will learn that you really friends are.
Say that one more time. Say that one more time, because I've never heard that term before.
Okay.
Say it one more time.
It's probably just good old country folk talking, man. See, I'm from Eastern Kentucky, so we have all this different slang that we say. But you'll know your true. I said you'll figure out your true friends if you cut off your hand. And wait a minute. Hold on. I completely messed that up. I said you'll find out. I said throughout life you'll realize who your true friends are. You can count your friends on one hand if you cut off 3 fingers.
That's deep.
Yeah, because you only have 2 fingers left. About 2 friends is really probably all you'll truly have if you think about it. 2 true friends, because if you depends on what your definition of a friend is. A true friend.
Yeah, everybody has their own definition of a friend. A friend to me is somebody I can call at any time of day, and they'll hear what I have to say, regardless if it's nonsense, if it's serious, if it's just me just venting. They're going to be there for me. They're going to listen to what I have to say. They know my passion. They know my desires. And they really want to get to know, the things that make me happy, or the things that make me cry, They memorize my phone number. People don't do that anymore, but I do. Like, all of my friends, I could tell you their phone number.
Really?
I don't have to be like, oh, let me look at my phone really quick. Like, I could tell you their phone number.
Are you going to be one of these people who get a landline?
No, I don't do landline.
No, me neither. I don't know anybody who has a landline. No. Oh, so, another question I got for you. Who would you like to be on an elevator ride with for 30 seconds? Who would you want to be on an elevator ride with for 30 seconds? And what would you say to them in those 30 seconds?
I don't know exactly what I would say, but it would probably be Jennifer Lawrence. I would love to be in an elevator with Jennifer Lawrence.
Kentucky girl, yes.
And I don't know what I would say. I would just, live in the moment.
There probably wouldn't be much talking, I would say, in 30 seconds.
Yeah. It would be no talking. It would be dead silent. Maybe you might hear like a little lip smacking or something. Maybe.
Of course. And then she.
That ever dramatically quiet.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence.
I just really like Jennifer Lawrence. I tell everybody I'm gonna marry Jennifer Lawrence.
You never
know.
know.
My friends, I'm like, yeah, because she's so much fun. Like if you watch her behind the scenes videos and just her interviews, she just seems like a lot of fun. And that's how I am. Like when I'm ready to have fun, I'm ready to have fun. And sometimes my friends are boring, and I'm like, y'all are boring. Like I just want to sit and watch movies. Like I don't want to do that. Let's go out. Let's have fun. Let's get some drinks. Let's have fun. But
now you have a probable chance of getting Jennifer Lawrence. You have more of a chance than I do because you're actually an actor. You are in television shows. Like she's going to date somebody like you before she would me. So what's going to happen is when you marry Jennifer Lawrence, I'm going to bring you both on the show on Off the Cuff. And we're just going to have, I want you to give Off the Cuff your first live marriage interview. Can you promise me that if you marry Jennifer Lawrence, Brandon? If you marry Jennifer Lawrence, you and Jennifer come on the show and give your first interview as a couple on Off the Cuff.
I can see for myself that I will gladly come back. Jennifer Lawrence, you know, sometimes it's hard convincing, you know, the other partner because they're like, I got too much stuff to do. You know, I got to do this, I got to do this. Yeah, let's do it right now. You know, can we do it right now? So if that happens, if Jennifer's not too busy, then, you know, we'll call you and we'll, like, you get it on the road, like then and now. I'm down for what I'm doing. You know, just got to get Jennifer on board because, you know, she's busy, you know?
Yeah, you
she
two.
More than I do, so.
You two will be married, though. She'll be your wife. You'll be able to convince her. That's your wifey. You have a different relationship with her.
Although I did one of those, like, Facebook, who would you marry kind of thing, or where are you 10 years down the line or whatnot. It's like one of the posts that they generate to see where you are in 10 years.
Yeah, I've done it.
10 years from now.
I've done it.
And the post was, just married Natalie Portman. So
that's not bad. That's not bad.
So I may be with Natalie Portman. If you're cool with her being on the show, I'm cool with it too.
I'm cool with that. Like, but that's two completely different types of girls. Like, you really don't have no type, do you? You'll just date anything that looks good, right? What's your type?
I wouldn't say there's anything that looks good because there are a lot of good-looking people with ugly souls.
Yes. Ooh, I like that. Absolutely.
And, you know, you, like, grew up country. I grew up, you know, Southern. Well, people don't consider, like, Houston the South, but we very much call ourselves Southern folks. And so, I, in a respect, grew up very old school. So it's not always the looks. I think that's the initial attraction. You see somebody and you're like, oh, yeah, you know, they're beautiful. But then you get to really know them. You get to know what they like to do and what you like to do. You know, you have conversations. And you're like, wow, we really had a great conversation. And we were, like, talking on the phone and it's been 2 hours. And it felt like we were just on the phone for 10 minutes. You know, we share the same similarities. It's complicated. You know, you can't just be like, because you look good, I like you. Can we get together? I look good, you look good.
Let's get together and be all right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no. I'm old school in that respect. I have to get to know someone. Cause I'm a one-woman, you know, kind of guy.
I understand that. So, I take it you're not married.
I'm not married. I'd like to be married, but I'm not married. I have a 2-year-old son who's the light of my world.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I bet that's a different experience. I say that's a different experience. I say that's probably the most challenging growth that you have is being a father.
Yeah, you know, because once upon a time, I could do anything, you know, and my friends was like, man, Brandon, like, there's times that I would just go in my room, close the door, wouldn't talk to anybody, and I'd do that for I don't know how long. And so to really just be, you know, grounded, like my son grounds me, and I never knew love until I had my son, like real unconditional love. Not like, I love my mom, I love my sisters, but sometimes they can get on my nerves and, you know, whatever. But like true love to where you like, this is my kid, you know, I'd live for him, you know, I'd die for him, you know, so that's the beauty of it. It's so much love, you know, I never want to see, I hate to see him cry, it's so many little delicate things that you're like, wow, you know.
Yeah.
There's certain things you like avoid, like people like start talking about children and like, you know, being kidnapped or, you know, anything like that. And I'm like, I can't get it. No, you know. They're like, you want to make it together. I'm like, no, can't do that no more. Once upon a time, I was like, all for it. You know, sure, whatever you got, cool, let's hear it. But now I'm very much centered when
Well, so what do you ever, when you get some free time and you're not filming, do you ever get to go out of town? Are you a Vegas guy? Where do you like to go when you want to get away from it all?
When I want to get away from it all, and this is my go-to, I go to, well, when I was in Santa Fe, it'll be to the lake. Here, I like to go to the beach because I like to fish. So I go out to the water. That's my comfort and my safe zone. I go to the water, I fish by the water, and I like to, escape to nature. And when I can't think of anything else to do, or an outlet to nature, but preferably by the water. Have to be by the water.
Yeah, the water's great, and that's a good place. I don't get to see the beach much, but when I do go, it always is pretty breathtaking. But man, Brandon, I'm not going to take up no more of your time, man, and I'm going to have to wrap this up. It's been awesome having you, and I really want to appreciate you taking the time out to do the show. I've just enjoyed genuinely having a conversation with you. It's been fun.
Yeah, thank you, man, for having me on. I really appreciate it. It gives me time to talk to another person and get to know them. So, after this, feel free to add me. Well, I don't know if you do much Facebook or Twitter. Well, you're on Twitter. I'm still trying to learn the Twitter thing. I'm still figuring it out. So.
Well, follow me back on Twitter, man. I followed you and never got to follow back. That's
I didn't follow you back?
You never followed me back. It hurt my feelings. I'm not going to lie. My feelings was hurt.
Oh, man, I thought I followed you. Okay, I'm going to follow you, right now. I'm going to find out. I'm like, I got Wave pulled up, because everybody's like, you have to download this Wave app to use to get around California, because it's vital that you have it. Otherwise, you, get stuck in traffic, and you don't know where to go, and I just went the wrong way, because I wasn't looking at what
I don't need to be responsible for Ernesto getting hurt. You need to be careful and not talking to me while you're driving.
I drive with my hands-free devices. Everything's in touch, so everybody that's listening don't think. So you could have your phone up to your ear and then pull it down and look at the GPS. Hands-free is the way to be. Right. All right. I'm very much the best too. So someone on that phone is nerdiness. That's me. I'm kind of nerdy.
Yes, that's awesome. That's the best kind of people. So am I. So am I. And I gotta go back out to LA. I went there years ago, and it was the best place on earth, besides Las Vegas. But California was the best place on earth, and Los Angeles was amazing. So when I come out there, I'm gonna look you up, and we're gonna do a live podcast in person.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
We can go out to the beach.
Go out to the beach
for a little bit.
Hell yeah, enjoy the water.
Pilsner, IPA.
What is it?
Assuming you an IPA, you don't drink beer? Is that a beer guy?
IPA? No. I drink beer, but I don't know what an IPA is. IPA. Man, I'm more Coors Light. I'm more Dos Equis.
Okay, we're gonna have to put you on some real craft beer,
Oh, but can I turn you on to some Kentucky bourbon, some Maker's Mark, some Jim Beam, some Wild Turkey?
Okay, yeah, I like that.
It's Kentucky bourbon.
Is Jameson Jim Beam? No, Jameson's
I guarantee you, if you think of whiskeys, I guarantee you, if you look at where it come from Kentucky. We are the bourbon capital of the nation. We are. At the Golden Globes, they had a bottle of Maker's Mark on every table. And the Maker's Mark is made in Loretta, Kentucky. I'm telling you, we're the bourbon state.
I know it. I like, Jack Daniel. you know. What do I know? Just Jack Daniels. You know?
Just drink anything, man. But yeah, I look forward to it. We'll have you'll introduce me to new beer. I'll introduce you to new Kentucky bourbon, and we'll do a live podcast. That sounds like and at the beach, all in one.
All right, sounds good to me.
Well, Brandon.
And then, any closing remarks you'd like to have before we wrap this up?
Yes. Actually, I did a little disclaimer before we come on the show. I don't know if you heard, but everything that Brandon talked about today is of his own opinions and does not reflect the opinions of AMC or the show Better Call Saul. Brandon, it's been awesome having you on the show. You're welcome back anytime, man, and hit that follow button on Twitter, okay?
I will hit that follow button on Twitter, and everybody that's listening, please just give me your Twitter handle so they know. I'm pretty sure you'll mention it or something.
Give that.
Just so they know that they follow you. Tell them your Twitter handle.
My Twitter handle is AdamBanks88, and go ahead and shout your Twitter out, Brandon.
If you guys want to add me on Twitter, you can find me at Brandon K. Hampton. It's simple enough. Just my name.
That's pretty simple.
Nothing fancy.
There's too many Adam Bankses in the
No
world.
numbers, no nothing. Just Brandon K. Hampton. Just the name. It's boring, I know.
But don't forget the K.
Don't forget the K. There very much is a K. Brandon for, you know, and K for Kentucky. You know, that's my little name.
I like it. Brandon, Kentucky, Hampton.
But all in all, everybody do what you love what you do. I always wake up every day. I tell myself, live for something, doing something you love, or die for nothing, doing nothing at all. And if you're out there doing what you want, then that's all that matters. You know, just get out and do it. It's simple enough. You know, I don't have to be a Nike commercial, but do it.
Just do it. That's right. That's wise words,
Just
man.
do it.
Wise words. Promise me you'll come back, man. I want to have you back on for sure. I enjoyed you.
Yeah, man. You got it. If you really want me back, you might get off the podcast and be like, oh my gosh, that was terrible.
No. It was very enjoyable. No. I feel like that I need to let Brandon drive in LA. He's, you know, not to call you a bad driver, but you know, you make me a little nervous.
Oh no, I'm good. I'm just, you know, I'm just kicking it in the wind. You know, I have a car that has autopilot on it, and I'm actually sitting in the passenger seat and drives me around. No, I'm kidding. That would be cool, though, if you had a car that could, you know, autopilot you around town. It's the next step in technology.
Oh, it's untelling.
Huh?
It's untelling what technology is going to create in the next couple years. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's crazy just where everything's going. But yeah, man, I don't want people to be like, man, they said they was snapping this thing that's like 2 times this, and they ain't talking about nothing but technology now. So
Just
speaking of this, you have an iPhone or you like an Android person? Because there's like this whole argument on you should be.
good question. I am an iPhone person.
You're an iPhone person, okay? Because I've had Android all my life.
Oh.
You need to get an iPhone, and I mean, it's got its perks, you know.
Yeah.
There's things you can do.
Yeah, but the Android is
You can
just.
get like added stuff. Like I remember like being on Snapchat and somebody had an iPhone and they was on Snapchat and they get all these other extra filters and stuff. I'm like, how do you get those filters? I'm like, I just got an iPhone.
When I'm texting people
Oh,
and they don't respond back with a blue message, I think differently of them. I'm not going to lie. You know, I think that, you know, you're on a different level. No, I'm kidding.
emojis. Like, the emojis don't, like, cross over. Like, I sent somebody an emoji from Android, and they're like, what was that? Like, it was a smiley face. I'm like, no, it just was a box. All I got was a box.
Yeah.
So,
It won't cross over. Like, they need to make the emojis is taking over, though. Some people use too many emojis in text messages. Are you an emoji user?
yeah, I use Bitmoji. There's like Bitmoji, and you can like create an avatar that looks like you.
Yeah.
Like send everything you want, whatever kind of message you want to make, you know?
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go because I know people are probably like, all right, you got my attention span. You lost my attention span.
No, I'm ready for this to reach. I'm ready for this to reach. I know that with the popularity of you and the show, like, and Ernesto's momentum is off the chain right now, and I know it's going to have listens, man, and I'm excited for it.
It is. Somebody made a meme. I got like 2 memes. It's like, all right, Ernesto's meme status now. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. So it's been a ride, man. I really couldn't ask for, anything better, Vince, Gilligan, Peter Gould, they are geniuses. Like, pure geniuses. I'm just glad, whether I'm back or not, just to have had this role was great.
They're brilliant.
I have not had a character that I could put substance to. Everything is usually like 1 line, 2 lines. You don't have enough to really develop anything, and so it's beautiful to have a role in which you can develop and put meat to, and then give it a skeleton and start molding it and building it, and that's all I ever want in my career, is roles in which I can build a character.
And working with people like Bob Odenkirk, like, God, you are acting with some of the best actors on television who is going to win an Emmy eventually in this role. Like, you are learning from the best, Brandon. So, I mean, working with him, it has to be as good as what it seems, right?
Yeah, it is phenomenal.
Yes, he's brilliant.
I get a little nervous sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. When I get into the scene.
Yeah, he's the star.
I done all of my preparations and everything on my end, and then I get in the scene and I feel like, gosh, like, this is Bob Odenkirk. Like, I'm acting with Bob Odenkirk.
Right, that's pretty much all you can say, right?
That's all I can say. Oh my gosh, I'm working with career veterans, like Michael McKean. I give it like just 1 line, in other shows and projects and things of that sort. And now I'm getting like dialogue with career veterans. Oh shit.
Yes, you are.
Oh my God.
That's how you make it, my friend. That's how you make
I have to
it.
live up to it.
Yes.
And so I try my best. Whenever, I grew up in theater. I did a lot of community theater growing up, and so I'm used to, trying to get it right the first time. So every time I do my work, I try to get it right the first time, because I don't want them to be like, all right, of course you're going to do it again, and we'll do it again, and we'll do it again. But knowing that I did everything within my power to get it right the first time just makes it so much better, because in a theater production, you only get that 1 chance. You mess up, you got to keep moving. I can't be that guy that's like, we're going to change the angle, right? So you just put it on the next angle,
Yes.
Because that's just not me. So it's been a learning, it's a learning environment. Every production is is a learning environment because no one production is the same as the next production. So on every one you learn something. And I think that's the best way to learn is by doing, you know. So it's been a blessing.
I like it, man. I mean, I just love the words of wisdom by Brandon K. Hampton. I just love it. I'm going to use that as a drop now.
All right.
Well, Brandon, man, thanks for being a part of the show. And again, you're welcome back anytime. And I look forward to chatting with you on Twitter.
All right, Adam, you got it.
All right, Brandon. Thanks so much for doing the show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Brandon K. Hampton from Better Call Saul plays the role of Ernesto. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at AdamBanks88. Follow us on Twitter. Look us up on Facebook. Type us in on iTunes, Off the Cuff, Adam Banks. You will find us to listen to the show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been awesome. I'm Adam Banks. This is Off the Cuff. We'll see you in the next episode.